I'd like to call right now CAIR-Jailani.
Jaylan Hussein, Executive Director of CAIR Minnesota. Again, I want to echo what the mayor has said and Representative Hussein has said. First, appreciation and thank you to the first responders for addressing this unfortunate and horrific scene that we're in front. This is the Tawheed Mosque. It is a mosque that has been part of this community for some time. Unfortunately, today, this morning, this mosque has been completely burnt. This is one of the most serious burning or attacks against the mosque that we know of today in the state of Minnesota. We still do not know the extent of the damage. This marks the 6th attack of a mosque in the state of Minnesota in 2023. As Representative Hussein mentioned, just Friday, the Masjid al-Sunnah mosque was attacked. Its front doors were damaged by somebody who showed Islamophobia in their action. We are going to host a community press conference later today at 2 o'clock. We'll also pray out here. We're going to continue to do what we do. We did reach out to our Muslim leaders across the state of Minnesota this morning to let them know that this incident has happened and ask them individually to increase their security patrols. We're going to ask for law enforcement in the state of Minnesota today to pay a special attention to our mosque. And the reason why is because last month we had an arson attempt at one of our mosques that thankfully did not result in a major damage. But the next day we had a fire and the same arson attacking our mosque. We have no idea about this situation. It's still too early to determine, as you heard from, but we are not going to allow, we're going to learn the lesson from last time and make sure that our mosques and our law enforcement are working together to make sure that there is not a return of repeated attacks against our mosques in the next day. So the next 12, 24 hours, 48 hours are critical for us to make sure we identify who this individual is, who was involved in this incident. So we're asking the public, as they always do and in the past have helped us, if they know any information this morning, if they drove by here and saw somebody suspicious. This is a very busy road as people try to get on the highway here. If you've seen anything or remember anything or we're driving by the Roundel Library and know anything, we ask you to immediately reach out to the St. Paul Police Department, and we're asking for the public's help. It is a sad day for all of us to see a house of worship burnt, but we know it would have been even much more sadder if we lost a human life. And so we're thankful that we can always replace a building and property. We can never replace a human soul. And so we're thankful about that, but we are not going to be quiet about this. We're going to make sure that all house of worship are protected in the state of Minnesota, and we will not allow this trend of where we are now, 6 mosques. That's the most in the country. That's the majority of the attacks against mosques in America are happening in our state, a state that I personally believe has incredible, hospitable, and welcoming people. And so with that said, I appreciate our law enforcement partners and the fire department. And to the community who gathered here today, I remind all of you that we will rebuild and we will continue to practice our faith without fear. Thank you.